Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ribbity and I do Sims 4 build videos. Today's video is part of my save file series where basically we're just bringing the best of The Sims 2 into The Sims 4 and we're trying to marry them together. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. Today's video we are working on the famous Goth family, and I'm gonna be honest, I felt very nervous to work on this family just because, in my opinion, the Goth family are like the most famous of the families from the Sims franchise. Everyone has done something with them, and I just felt like there was a lot of pressure. But having said that, I had a lot of fun doing this episode. So, yes, as you can see here, this is Mortimer Goth. He is the father. And he is such a lovely guy. Whenever I think about the Goth family, I always think of them as being like scary and grumpy, but they're really nice. Mortimer is a retired scientist. He has the nerd brain aspiration, and he's a goofball, geek, and friendly. So he's a really nice man. And this is his daughter, Cassandra. Now, I have such a little soft spot for Cassandra. I think that she's a very sweet lady, but I do feel like she is still trying to discover herself. I think that she doesn't yet have the ability to make decisions for herself. I personally feel, and I don't want it to sound really judgmental, but I personally feel like she's a bit of a sheep. You know, she is a scientist, and I do think that she admires her father, and I think that's a great thing to do. So she wants to be a scientist like him, but I do think she just doesn't have the ability to recognise what she wants out of life, and she just kind of does what other people want of her, you know? A part of that relates to who she's engaged to, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, she's a lovely, lovely sim. She has the big happy family aspiration, and I do think that's because she just dreams of having this golden life with this perfect person and a brilliant, happy family. She is a goofball, neat, and a loner. So she's very sweet, bit shy, but I hope that she grows into herself in the future. And this is little Alexander. He is a little cutie pie, so he is. He has these iconic round glasses, and he's just so adorable. I love him so much. Now he's very knowledge driven. He has the mental aspiration, and he has a gloomy trait. Now I thought this was interesting because both his father and his sister are very happy-go-lucky Sims, so I do think he gets this trait from his mother, Bella. If you don't know who Bella is, I don't know what to say to you. Bella's like the most iconic Sim, I think, in the entire Sims franchise. There's a million videos on her, so definitely go check out that story. But yes, here's the house that they live in. Now, you can see the little picture in the bottom corner. That is the Sims 2 version of it. Now, because like I say, the Sims file is inspired by the Sims 2, I wanted it to have some sort of relation to the Sims 2 house. So I did take inspiration from that. While it's not a carbon copy at all, it is inspired by it. But I also had to think about how the rest of the houses in this neighbourhood would kind of mix with this house. Like, obviously it's going to stand out quite a bit because it's this big dark house, right? And the rest of the houses in this neighbourhood are not going to be like that. But I had to think of some sort of cohesive style that I wanted in this neighbourhood. And I did decide that they are all going to be kind of these townhomes, sort of like 3-story homes with some sort of attic space or something, and the big terraces around. Like, this has almost a wraparound terrace. It's going to have that sort of vibe to it, I guess. Now also I just wanted to say, I am doing this video slightly differently to how I would normally do them. Normally my speed builds, I would show you all of the footage from start to finish, and I would just speed it up like absolute crazy. So it would go really fast, but I don't like my videos to be over 20 minutes. I feel like I'm not sure if you guys want to spend that long watching a speed build, but this video is over 20 minutes. and I have done it slightly differently. I've cut out different sections of the build, like I cut out me doing the roofing because, me and roofing, we are not friends. Hopefully in the future we will be friends, but if you've watched any of my other episodes, I think I've said in literally every single episode how much I dislike roofing. And that has not changed. So I spent a good half an hour trying to sort that roofing out. So I just cut it out. But yeah, I do that with a couple other little bits. I just cut out odd bits here and there that I feel like aren't that interesting to watch. So let me know if you prefer me doing it in this style where it's playing back a little bit slower than normal, but I've cut out sections so that it doesn't take out like so much of your time. Or if you prefer seeing absolutely everything but it going at like mega speed. Or maybe there's some other way you like it. Maybe you like it to go even slower and have more cut out, or maybe you like really long speed builds and you don't want anything cut out but you want it played slower, or I don't know. Let me know what kind of style of speed build you like to watch, if you like this more than the other way, or just let me know, because I'm going to be over the next few episodes just trying out a few different styles and a few different ways of doing these speed builds, because I'm still trying to discover what I enjoy doing. I think I quite enjoy doing it this way because I just feel a little bit more chill doing my voiceovers, like I'm not having to like go super fast to keep up with the footage, so I can just have a little chat to you guys, and maybe you will prefer that too. Yeah, do let me know. So yeah, here I'm doing the roofing. Now I managed to get this roofing down pretty quickly. It wasn't too much of a hassle to get that done. I was pleasantly surprised. But yeah, you see there just at the back with the big windows, the room. I couldn't do a wraparound, well I could have done a wraparound terrace, but I decided not to because we have that kind of sunroom at the back that sticks out, and then I would have needed to bring the terrace out like even further to get a wraparound past that. So I decided not to do that. I think it's pretty nice the way it turned out. But yeah, I was just footing around it. I spent ages trying to decide what to put on the terrace flooring. I just couldn't. I wanted like a dark wood, like a decking sort of thing, but I couldn't get one that worked. So yeah, I just had to go for this stone kind of thing. Now I actually do really like the way this house turned out. I think downstairs it has a really nice sort of flow to it. A part of me does wish upstairs was a little bit more spacious, but I decided to do this double height like entrance hall, and that does take away quite a bit of the space from upstairs, so yeah, it's just a balance, isn't it? Having said that, I do like the sort of style it gives off. I feel like the house, because the house has been in their family for generations upon generations, I feel like this house has seen it all, you know, it's been through it. And I feel like it holds loads of secrets and mysteries, you know, and I do think that having all these like nooks and crannies upstairs does give that sort of vibe, like there's just lots of places to hide things. I don't know, it just gives me that sort of atmosphere, like it's a mysterious house. So I am happy with how it turned out. I also had a lot of fun furnishing this because I did pick like grander furniture than I would normally ever use. And for example, this wallpaper that I'm about to select with, that one with the paneling, I love that. That is so gorgeous. I didn't even know it existed. But I really, really loved it. I thought it was beautiful. So I'm happy I found that. Yeah, so I'm just going around putting some wallpaper and stuff in. We have this nice attic space upstairs where I put some like skill building stuff, so that's quite fun. But yeah, I tried not to fill this house up too much with lots of like personal possessions, because I feel like the Goth family, I don't know, I feel like they don't, not that they're not relaxed, but I feel like they don't just kind of sit around with all these little bits and bobs around. Like I feel like they're very neat and quite reserved in a sense. There's not a lot of personal touches in this house, which I quite like. So I did enjoy playing around with it looking lived in, but it not looking personal, if that makes sense. But yeah, here's just the entrance hall with the double height bit. I had fun doing that, the double height. I think it turns out really nice. Although I did place a light when I go round and I put the chandelier in. It is just in the entrance hall, and then when I was taking the screenshots I was like, oh wait, it's just hanging, like floating in midair. So I go back and sort that. Also, here for the kitchen, I had some of the really long windows in the kitchen, and I don't know if you guys are like this, but I cannot place counters like against a window if the window goes past the counters. You know, like if the back of the counters, you're able to see that through the window. I can't do it, so I had to switch the windows out so they were smaller. I don't know, is that just me? I feel like that can't just be me. It just really annoys me when the window goes past the counter. But yeah, I don't feel like I can see any of the Goths spending a lot of time in the kitchen. I don't know. Personally, I feel like the kitchen's just like an essential thing and not like a hobby or a fun thing, you know? Also, I love the way this dining room is. I think it's so, because it's so formal, right? But then also because it's kind of a hallway, really, if you think about it. It goes through to that sunroom and then to the back lounge. It gives it a more family sort of feel. And that's what I found about this house, actually, is I never build with medium or tall wall heights. Like, I just can't. First of all, I can't get the windows and door situations to work because nothing ever matches in height or just looks right, and it's always a mess, right? So I never build with it, but I thought I have to do a bit more of a grand build for the Goth family. So I did the medium wall height, and actually I'm pretty chuffed with how it turned out, because I feel like yeah, obviously it looks spacious and it looks like the walls are high and stuff, but it doesn't feel vast. Like, it feels reasonably cozy. So I was really chuffed with how that feels. Oh yeah, here I was doing this, like, this is like their cozy lounge, their family room, and I was like, something's not right here. And then I realised, like, I don't even have a fireplace in this house, so I added one. Don't worry, there's a fireplace. But yeah, I feel like this room is really cozy. Like, it's really relaxing, actually. It kind of reminds me of like a corner, like a cozy corner with the sofas in a library. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like the cozy bit you would go sit and hide for a couple hours and read a book. I absolutely love doing that. I love going to like bookstores and just sitting down with a book and being all cozy. Like, they always have nice little corners with the seats and stuff. I absolutely love doing that. Oh yeah, also this floor plan I really like. It's like a big circle. You can go around a big circle on the ground floor, and it reminds me of my uncle used to have a house that was nowhere near like as grand or the size of this, but it had a circular floor plan, and he had a dog, and I used to run around and around and around for hours, and that dog would just chase me around all the time. It just reminds me of that. Like, and I can imagine, like, say Alexander or Cassandra when they were growing up just running around there. I feel like the Goths should have a pet. I think they need a pet. But yeah, this room here, I did decide to just make it a little game room. I was thinking originally to make it a study, but then I decided, no, I'm gonna put like the kind of library study upstairs in the attic. So this room, I thought it was really nice to have a little space where the family go in the evening and they all spend time together. Like, I imagine that the three of them, or, you know, originally the four of them, would go like every night after dinner, they would go play a little game. I think that suits them quite nicely. Also, yeah, this is the bathroom. I'm really not good at doing bathrooms at all. I just don't really know what to put in them. I mean, from personal experience, none of my bathrooms have had anything interesting in them, so I find it really difficult to furnish a bathroom. I don't know if it's just a British thing or what, but our bathrooms are pretty much just like compact, like, has the necessities and that's it. Unless you're like at a really like fancy house. I don't even know if it's just a British thing. Maybe a lot of British people have fancy bathrooms or have lots of random things in their bathroom. I don't know. My personal experience, bathrooms are just bathrooms. So it's difficult to think what to put in them, you know? So this room is actually dedicated to the late and great Bella Goth. Yeah, I decided I first of all saw this rug, and I see this rug all the time when I'm furnishing, and I think, oh, that's a really nice rug, I want to be able to use it. And I never managed to make it work. Oh, also I try and go for a red curtain thing. Doesn't work at all. But yeah, that was the red room. Oh, the red, I just gave it that name, but that actually reminds me of that TV show, The Haunting of Hill House. Have any of you guys seen that? That was on Netflix, right? I think it's still on Netflix, actually. Oh my gosh, what a good TV show. I absolutely loved that. I mean, I love horrors anyway, so if it's a horror, it's down my alley, basically. Season 2 is coming out next month, I think. I don't know if it's confirmed, but it's probably coming out next month, I think. I'm so excited for that. There's some returning cast coming back, and I can't wait. I think her name's Victoria Pirelli or something, who played Nellie. I love her so much. She's such a good actress. I can't wait for her. Anyway, yes. Moving on, that was Alexander's room. Now, I didn't really put too much in it. He has some toys and stuff, but I feel like Alexander spends a lot of time like up in the library reading some books or studying, and then also I put a science table up in the attic for him that I feel like he'd spend a lot of time at. I don't imagine him spending a lot of time in his room. And this is Cassandra's room. Now I feel like this actually mirrors kind of what I was saying about her character quite a lot. You know, like when you look at this room, I know it's a stereotype, but when I think of an adult's bedroom, I think of a double bed. And she is a young adult. So when I look at this room, I immediately think it's kind of someone going through the teen to young adult stage in life, and kind of at that border where they're growing up. And I do think that's where she's at, that she's just starting to become a young woman, you know? Starting to discover herself and what she wants out of her future. And I feel like that bedroom does mirror that pretty well, actually. Now this is Mortimer's bedroom, and it's so dark. Actually, I'm just remembering, like, as I'm watching this, I built this a little while ago, so as I'm watching this, it's all coming back to me. And there's a lot of red in this room, and it just makes me, it's quite risque, you know? I mean, Mortimer is going out with Dina Caliente, if you don't know that storyline. Yeah, he's going out with her. There's you know, originally in the Sims 2 game, it does make you question whether Dina's feelings for Mortimer are legit, or whether she's just a gold digger and stuff. But, yeah. I mean, I would say this room was Bella's inspiration, you know, when she lived here, because it's very red. But maybe it just, I don't know, maybe it shows Mortimer's wild side. Who knows? Also, all the bedrooms have their own bathrooms. Mortimer's room has an ensuite and Cassandra's room has an ensuite as well. Alexander's isn't an ensuite, he has to go out into the hall to get to it, but, you know, it's still his bathroom, you know? And there's also a bathroom up in the attic. Now this is probably actually the biggest bathroom I've ever made. My bathrooms are always just to like 2x3 tiles, sometimes 3x3. I just don't put much effort into my bathrooms. I feel like I need to start in my builds really putting a lot of focus on them. But here's the attic. Yep, I put a full bath in here again, because why not? I mean, you could turn this into a bedroom or something if you wanted. Right now I have, like I said, I have a little library up here, some skill building stuff going about. I do imagine the family spend quite a bit of time up here. You know, there's something for all of them. So yeah, I would have put a telescope out of one of the windows if I could have, but we don't have one, so that's not there. But yeah, there's lots of different little creative items and knowledge-based items, and I think it's a lovely little space. And I did pop just a little section with the computer because I feel like they're not overly obsessed with technology, so I felt like they wouldn't really have like a big computing area or anything. But other than that, I'm really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, here we are just on the outside now. I did try and kind of throw homage to the exterior of the Sims 2 house because it's really funny, the Goth house in the Sims 2. Now, I briefly said about Cassandra was engaged. In the Sims 2, Cassandra was engaged to Don Lothario, and again, the game kind of hints at whether Don's feelings for her are legit, because Don is also... Don was what? He was kind of seeing Bella, her mum, or like her her mum visited Dawn the night she disappeared or something. I was a little bit like suspicious. But also Dawn is seeing both Nina and Dina Caliente, so like immediately you think his feelings can't be legit for Cassandra. But yes, when you load up the Goth family, the wedding's happening. It's here, you know, it's all go. And it's like whether, you know, will Dawn leave her at the altar or what. But yet the wedding's all set up and ready to go, so I included that here. And also they've got a lovely backdrop for the wedding because they've got the Goth family graves. Yeah, a little graveyard here, which is really very Goth family, isn't it? You can't think about the Goth family without having this lovely little graveyard, so I had to include that. So yeah, I just go around and I also landscape everywhere. And what I tend to do when I'm doing a build is I'll, you know, do the entire build and then I'll go away usually for at least a few hours or a day or maybe a couple days, and then I'll come back and I'll see what I think of it with fresh eyes. So I do all this and then I go away, and when I come back I feel like it just needs a little bit more. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you will know I am a huge fan of landscaping. Like, we have got to go ham on the landscaping. So when I come back, I decide there isn't enough landscaping and I add some more. So you'll see the difference between now and then in the screenshots as well. Oh, speaking of the screenshots, right now it's so lovely and sunny, right, when I'm building, and then as soon as I move the Goth family in, I think it's like evening time or morning time, so it's dark and it's like thunderstorms and everything, it's all rainy and stuff, so I got really annoyed because I couldn't take nice screenshots. But actually I took the screenshot of the exterior of the house and I love it. It looks so cool the way it turned out, so actually I'm really happy with the weather. But you'll see that in the screenshots in just a second. But I'll leave you all here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you prefer this style of speed builds going a little bit slower and cutting some stuff out, or if you prefer to see it all really fast. Or if you have any other suggestions, do let me know, okay? But thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye bye!